Hi guys! Welcome to Jill in Cannes. So for today's video guys, nandito na nga ako sa Philippines. Dumating ako a few days ago and finally mamimit ko na yung agency na nag-assist sa amin para sa case ni Celestia. No? So, mabalikan nyo yung mga videos ko about Celestia's case, yung aking bunso, na 3 times siyang na-refuse sa kanyang application. Dahil yun, DIY lang kami noon guys, pero dahil nga hindi ko na alam kung ano yung gagawin ko, so naghanap kami ng agency at yung aking husband, may co-workmate siya na ni-refer ang agency na ito. Yan, so sino ba sila guys? Agency reveal. So ito na sila guys, so papakilala ko sa inyo from the EAP Travel Consultancy Services. Yan, si Sir
Ellie, or you may call me Sir EY, Operations Head of EAP Travel Consultancy Services. We are located here in Makati, Tibicom Tower. And I have with me also Geraldine, or you may call her Vera. She is our visa documentation head, along with our other staff that's on the other room. No?
Actually guys, malapit lang yung location nila in the heart of Makati City. So kung kailangan nyo na pumunta dito sa lugar nila, so sa PBCom Makati lang po ito. So madaling mapuntahan if you need any help regarding sa mga travel visas, mga cases mga katulad sa amin. Yan, so you can consult with them dito sa EAP Travel Consultancy at ayun. So, let's talk about ano po guys. No? Pag-usapan natin ng konti yung sa case ni Celestia. So, I know, meron mga nagtatanong sa akin na may mga nagme-message sa akin, especially sa may mga anak din na may mga special child, may mga special needs yung kanilang mga anak. So, dapat ba na i-mention pa natin ito sa immigration, sa mga application natin, sa documentation natin? Kailangan pa ba nating i-mention na yung anak natin ay ganito yung case niya, or baka dahil hindi tayo ma-approve because dahil sa case na ganito. So, pakinggan natin kung ano yung ma-share sa atin ni Sir para dyan.
Okay. Well, that's a very good and a very valid question, no? Because there are a lot of cases that's the same with Celestia and Pinuga family. Actually, on our end, we have several cases also who have family members that are in the autism spectrum, yung mga ADHD. Us, as the agency, we strongly recommend that it's best to declare these cases, no, from the start, since of course your records are permanent. No? Once you apply, like for example, in the case of kay Jill, she will be starting off as a student. So it would be best to to start application with full declaration of what the real case is, not just for her but also for her family members. No, in her case, actually, kay Jill, she declared it. No, we've been talking back and forth regarding actually sa mga comments ng mga re-react. Actually, some comments na nagre-react sa kanyang sa kanyang case when she posted a video before informing everyone of what her case is, na parang may halong paninisi, may halong parang bakit ganito, bakit hindi niyo sinabi, or mga iba nag-conclude kagad na parang ay hindi ma-approve yan because ganito yung nangyari. But the thing is, when we check the application, actually, there was an intent of her to declare her youngest daughter, who is Celestia. It's just that ang nangyari nun is, if you can share paano nga ba yung nangyari nun, na she applied her family along with hers under her student visa application, but on the application form napuno yung dun sa box.
Hanggang 6 lang yung family member, or parang yung main applicant plus 5 family members, total of 6 lang yung pwedeng i-include doon.
Right. Ang nila is 7 sila in total, am I right? 7 sila in total. So, even though there is an intent to declare, actually nilagay niya yung kanyang youngest daughter as saan mong part nilagay yung niya?
Sa mga forms na lang siya na ilagay.
Parang sa relative, tama ba?
Kasi relative. 4 kids lang din yung kasya doon sa first page. So, nilagay ko siya sa second page under ng mga siblings ko.
But, on her letter of, yung statement niya, yung statement of application niya, there really was an intent to, to declare her, Nilagay doon na wala nang space, and at the same time, andun yung kanyang, yung youngest daughter niya na kasama, supposedly, dun sa, dun sa, as a member of the family application. It's just that they really didn't apply her pa along with the main applicant, which is si Jill, during the first application, because there was actually yun nga yung notion nila na since madali lang naman i-apply nila supposedly si Celestia, who is the youngest daughter, immediately once the results come out, but when the results came out, actually ang nangyari doon is that na-approve silang lahat, and si hubby has to stay. You were you left along with your other children.
Ako lang muna.
Okay, paano ba yung nangyaring case doon?
Nauna lang talaga ako kasi dahil nga madami kami. So parang mas madali na mauna ako para maayos ko muna yung titirhan namin.
Right,
yeah, so for logistics ganyan, mas madali yung movement nila pagdating doon since madami kami. Tapos naiwan muna sila kasi part na rin na inaantay yung mga yung approval ni Celestia, so at saka yun, para mas prepared lang din pagdating nila sa Canada. So during that time na inaantay nila yung approval ni Celestia, yun, so we were hoping na by the time na ready na, kasabay na siya. So kasabay talaga dapat siya.
Right, but it's just unfortunate that it had to be 3 applications prior to getting approved of the visitor visa. Visitor visa siya because she's still under 4, so she needs to be applied under a visitor visa application pa rin, but as a dependent of a student visa holder. During the first 3 application, yun na nga, as what we've heard with Jill, she was really frustrated because she all along, of course, nag-research din naman siya, she was doing it diligently. She tried her best to apply her youngest daughter for a visitor visa, pero yun na nga, nababalikan ng visa refusal, and that's why on their 4th application, they had to look for an agency who can assist them, and through her husband, he was able to get us through a referral from our applicant also, who is already in Canada. And well, sino pala to? Shout out kay kay Ange, shout out kay Angela pala, who has been also very helpful. For 4th application, we had to review yung kanyang kung ano yung mga ginawa dun sa application, Of course, first thing that we've noticed is that dun sa client info, yung ginagawa kasi dun sa yung sinasubmit na yung parang summary of the supporting documents. We have noticed that she has been submitting her letter of application na original niya. I mean, from her first application. Which is, logically, it is not supposed to be like that. Because, of course, approved na siya eh. So, hindi niya na kailangan talaga submit yung kanyang letter of application. Kasi hindi naman na siya nag-a-apply. Ang ina-apply niya is her daughter already. No? And, we have also noticed that there was no letter of invitation. And that's why we had to come up with a letter of invitation, because she is already in Canada and she can invite her relatives whom she would want to visit sa Canada, no? In this case, yun na nga, being anak niya si Celestia, so pwede niyang i-invite si Celestia, no? And in this case, we applied her for a visitor visa for the duration of the study duration of jail, no? Kasi that would be different from a regular visitor visa application na usually binibigay lang ng maximum of 6 months, maximum of 6 months of stay. So this time, visitor visa with duration of more than 12 months. Specifically, actually, nakita nyo na ba yung the visa grant?
Hindi ko pa nga nakikita. Si Tita dito. Hindi ko pa nakikita.
Kasi ang nun would be the duration of katulad nung sayo. No?
Pero sa kanya,
actually, longer pala. With notice pala, longer. No? So, at the end of your stay, matitira si Celeste. Sa Canada. Kasi
bakit mas matagal yung kanya dahil ba?
Hindi, kasi maximum stay of 10 years ang visitor. Or maximum multiple entry.
Tita Lydia, you're next!
Yeah!
Okay.
Multiple entry, 2027.
Hanggang March 21, 2027.
Hanggang 2027.
4 years?
Because of the, kasi 5 years yung kanyang passport.
Passport.
Okay. So that's how it went, no? Inayos natin ang kanyang letter of application. Guys, pag sa letter of application, it is important that it has to be appealing, no? Especially in cases like this, where there is a special child who is involved. Kailangan ng compelling and compassionate reason on why you're gonna be applying them. Especially in this case that it has been refused for several times already, no? We always tell our applicants, no, a letter of application is somehow an MMK. I don't know if you know that, no? Maalaala mo kaya letter yan, no? So, aside of course of yung sound and just reason of studying, there has to have an appeal, no? Importante yung appeal dun sa statement, no? Kailangan yan may onting pasok ng, of course, logic. Kailangan medyo may tama sa puso, no? So in that case, with the case of Celestia, of course we had to tell na siya na lang ang natitira dito sa Pilipinas, and actually the purpose of Jill's study in actually yung course na tinake niya, which is early childhood education.
Siya yung pinaka-purpose.
The purpose of that, kailangan natin ikabit, ang purpose nun is for her daughter who has special needs, no? Na sa kanya naka-dedicate yung yung program na yun, kaya kailangan aralin ni Jill, no? To meet her needs, no? So with that, yun na nga, nakuha natin, I guess, na ang matamis na oo ng visa officer. So congratulations. Well, just to also to bring it up, I think, to bring it up also, there are several other documents that we need to update, because on her last vlog, if I remember it right, parang na-mention mo na during the third application, you were able to submit like the financial documents, pero you didn't na-update it na, no? It is important, guys, na na updated ang mga financial documents, because it's, I mean, it doesn't make any sense kung magpapakita ka ng document na paso na or matagal na, no? Kasi they are looking at like money that's readily available, That's the reason why kailangan ipakita yung updated documents. And that's also the reason why when you pass the border, once you come to Canada, when you're being checked by the immigration, there would most likely be a chance na matanong yung mga updated documents na yan and i-present, no? That's why we always remind our applicants na magdala ng mga updated financial documents.
Yun. Tsaka nakita din yung in-advise po ninyo na kailangan ipakita namin kung ano nangyari dun sa flow.
Correct.
Since nag-iba na yung gumastos na kami ng pang-rent namin doon, may mga binayaran na kami. So, nagalaw na yung actual funds, pero kailangan makita ano yung movement nun.
Correct. No? Kasi since from the time that they first applied, of course, the banks are still here in the Philippines. Although you guys, okay, well, when you came to Canada, that's when you open your Canadian bank account. And pinakita natin doon yung, pinakita natin or pinrovide natin yung documents of yung transfer to a Canadian bank account, and then the payment of the rent. Yon, definitely. But even the inilagay din natin doon even the pocket money na they had to bring the 10,000 pocket money maximum amount. Na yun na winidraw yun kasi on hand na siya. Ganon, no? Okay. Well, another thing that has to be noted sa case ni Celestia is that since she has special needs, we recommended then mag-provide sila ng like a school wherein pwedeng ma-address yung kanyang therapy, yung need for therapy, no? And of course kasama nun sa therapy na yon na kaya nilang tustusan yung therapy na yon, no? And Jill was really cooperative enough to talaga maghanap ng school for therapy doon sa Canada. I mean, saan ba location niya?
Actually, sa Ontario yun, pero kasi online din yung nila.
Yeah, oo. But then again, she was able to secure, si Jill, nag-secure siya ng letter from that, yung therapy school. It is actually a recognized therapy school in Alberta.
Philea,
oo. It is they really tawag nito, nag-specialize talaga sila ng mga occupational therapy, yung mga ganyan for people with special needs, no. Pinrovide natin yun dun sa application, no. Even the reply of the school na tinatanggap siya kung sakaling matuloy siya dun sa Canada, no. So that's really important kasi andun yung intent, kailangan ipakita yung intent na kaya namin siya dito sa Canada, at this child will not be a burden of Canada because we will be addressing her needs, no, as family members. Importante 'yon. Okay?
Kasi may nagtatanong din, ano ba yung mga services na available sa mga special needs. So, dahil meron tayong mga child benefits sa Canada, pero dahil newcomer tayo, kailangan mag-aantay pa tayo ng 18 months for the duration of 18 months of our stay. Doon pa lang tayo makakwalify sa mga child benefit, pati yung mga disability benefits na yan. So, kaya, kung pumunta talaga tayo doon, be prepared, be ready tayo with our finances. Saka yun nga, kung kailangan ng mga services, ay kailangan tayo yung mag-work para doon. So, kailangan, pakita talaga natin sa Canada na sinabi nga na we should not be a burden sa Canada.
Correct. Yes. Ang Canada naman, like what Jill mentioned, we also believe that Canada is really open to this situation, no? For family to be all together, no? That's the reason why andyan nga yung andyan yung existence ng application with family members because of yung family reunification program, no? They're very inclusive also. The case of yung mga with people with special needs, no? Kaya importante lang din na dinedeclare na siya, no? Yun ang niya. So by the way, this is Celestia pala, no?
Say hi! Celestia, look!
Oh, look at the camera.
Look, baby.
Look at the camera.
Bukas na lang daw.
Okay. So, yeah.
Ayan. So, Kung meron kayong guys mga questions, you can send your inquiries sa EAP Travel Consultancy Services, and nasa PB ko Makati lang sila.
Yes.
Yan. At ano ba yung mga other services na meron kayo bukod sa pag-handle ng mga cases na ganito?
Okay. EAP actually is an education consultancy, no? So we're not just focused with Canada applications. We also do other countries, no? But our main visa processing would be for student visa and family members of the student visa holders, no? But we also do visitor visa application, those with LAMIA already, or for those who will be working. So we process application for those who are applying for a visa, for as long as of course they have the LAMIA, kasi hindi madali ma-secure ang LAMIA, yung yung labor market impact assessment, kasi that is required from the employer, no? Once you have that, so there's already 50% chances of you securing the work visa, because you have already a legit na employer, kumbaga, no? But again, ang strong application natin will be for student visa application and family members, of course, no? With EAP, of course, hindi lang tayo yung nagsasubmit ng application. We really review the application, no? We check, of course, what the case is of the applicant. Kaya pag lumalapit sa amin ang applicant, before natin pinagsasign ang applicant, we assess the situation, no? Kasi we wouldn't want na napapasubo yung aplikante nang hindi naman niya alam yung situation, or hindi niya alam kung ano yung mga most especially the financial requirement on this coming 2024, sorry, there's a major change in the financial requirement for those who would want to study in Canada, no? A really significant change, no, sa laki nung proof of funds na kakailanganin. And really, studying abroad is not for everyone. It is something na pinaplano. It is something na pinaglalaanan ng money, ng finances, no? For cases like ito, yung family members, we need to be realistic pagdating sa application. It would be really hard to believe na pamilya ka, or pamilya, sasabihin mo, dadalin mo, pero wala kayong sariling pera, no? So we also we really have to have a realistic approach when it comes to application. And financially, pinagpe-preparean yan. So, kailangan pag-prepare ng ang finances. And that's just the financial aspect of it, no? The other important factors are, of course, your intention to leave the country leave Canada after you finish your program. And, more importantly, the reason why you are studying and why it has to be taken abroad, no? So, yun yung mga kailangan natin, at yun yung mga pinagtutulungan or pinagko-collaboratean natin with the applicant to give the application its best chance of an approval, no? We're not here to guarantee an approval. Hindi naman tayong immigration, but we're here to help out our applicants at maibalik sa kanila yung tiwala na binibigay nila sa amin, no? And that's the reason why we have been approached by several clients already, and we are very thankful for that, no? So, Jill.
Thank you so much. So, ayan. So, marami tayong natutunan ngayon dito sa ating shinare ng EAP Travel Consultancy Services, no? So, kung meron kayong mga questions and comments, yan. Kung naghahanap din kayo ng consultancy, eto na sila. So, just message them. At yan, huwag nyo kalimutan na i-mention na galing kayo sa Jill in Cannes. So, they will know na you've watched this video, at you can also share this video sa mga kakilala nyo na gusto magpunta sa Canada, so that matulungan din sila kung paano maayos yung mga documentation nila at yung mga prepare papuntang Canada. So, napaka-importante talaga yung preparation. So, nung ginawa ko tong DIY, talagang grabe yung effort ko, no? But kung kailangan nyo ng help, kasi minsan, usually yung mga hindi nagdi-DIY, sila yung mga walang time.
Right,
Yeah, walang time. So, busy with work. Yeah, so because ako, meron naman akong time, kaya ako nag-DIY and yan, kaya kung kailangan nyo ng support to help you with your application, kasi minsan, ano ba yung best, DIY or mag-i-agency tayo? So, the answer is, nakadepende po yan sa inyo kung sa tingin nyo kaya nyo bang gawin yung lahat ng documentation na yun dahil talagang madaming documentation, mahabang pag-iisip, pag-prepare, napakabigat po niyan. Yeah, so I've been there, yung preparation na yun. So, kaya malaking kaluwagan din yan kung merong magtutulong sa atin sa agency.
Actually, regardless if it's DIY or you get assisted by an agent, importante lang na maayos ang application, no? So, if you're gonna do a DIY, wala kaming problem dyan. Kasi, of course, hindi naman lahat may funds for or merong nakalaan na budget for visa assistance services like our agency. But ang importante, aralin ang pag-a-apply, no? Kasi gumagastos regardless kung mag-DIY ka, regardless kung kasi hindi lang gastos, the effort also, no? Your time. So it is ang pag-a-apply, if you have the plan and if you are really determined to do this or to apply abroad or to start your career abroad or to start your journey abroad through student visa, for example, it's really taking chances, no? It's either you take the chance or not take the chance at all, no? In the case of Jill, tumaya siya, nag-DIY, inaral na mabuti. We believe inaral nila mabuti yung application the first time around. And that's the reason why she got approved of the student visa, no? It's just that, of course, dito sa case niya kasi, it's the anak, which is of course very important sa kanya. That's why hindi talaga pwedeng hindi mapasunod. Kaya gano'n na lang ang luha ni Jill, no? And we are very grateful that they have chosen us na ayusin tong application na to. Even though we have not met before during the application, we were able to process it at nabigyan natin ng ng justice itong na to, or nabigyan natin ng kumbaga naibalik natin kung ano yung tiwala na binigay nila Jill sa amin, no? So we're really thankful for that.
Yeah, thank you din po sa inyo, 'di ba? Kasi syempre hindi din namin alam kung ma-approve ba or syempre parang nag-open na kami sa lahat kung ano pwedeng mangyari dahil nga 3 times na. So parang baka kasi yung third time nga meron din akong writing service naman, but it doesn't, yung letter kasi okay yun kung kailangan natin ng writing service, we can avail of that, ng writing service. Kaya lang i-point talaga natin ano yung kailangang ayusin.
Right.
Yan. Kasi wala dun sa writing wala sa writing yung, in my case, wala sa writing yung mali. Yung documents na sinasubmit namin, na yung statement of purpose ko na palagi kong sinasubmit from the very beginning, dapat hindi na siya kasama. Tsaka yung letter of invitation pala yung kailangan ko. Yan, na i-submit naman.
Correct. Alright, well, thank you. And we wish you guys all the best on your journey to Canada.
Thank you.
Ito na yon, start na yan na full at kumpleto kayong pamilya. And we're really grateful for to giving you this approval.
Yes. So guys, kung pag hindi pa kayo pala nakasubscribe sa channel ko, please subscribe to my channel para mas marami pang updates. At kung meron kayong gustong mga topics na gustong i-discuss namin dito, you can if you want to hear more from EAP, so we can also ask from them next time. So yan, kung meron pa kayo, especially ngayon, other than being a student, merong mga other options. So, tulad ng na-mention nyo, yung mga work visa, yung visitor visa. So, pwede rin yung mga ganun. Pag-usapan natin minsan yan.
But, ayun na nga, paghandaan. Aralin. Para hindi naluloko, no? Marami din mga iba na approach ng agency, pero hindi nila alam. Ayaw natin na may scam. Okay.
Ayun lang.
Alright.
Okay, so, yun lang guys. So, ano ba sabihin natin?
I think yun na yun.
Yun na yun, guys. So, thank you for watching. And please don't forget to comment and like and subscribe to my channel. And kung yun nga, just leave us a message if you need more information about this travel agency. They're just here and happy to help. See you in my next vlog. Bye!
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.